What is up, YouTube family? It is your girl Taylor Gang, and I'm back with another video. So if you have never seen my face before, thank you so much for clicking on this video and spending some time with me. And if you are a returning viewer, subscriber, supporter, whatever, and you are currently watching this video, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate all the views, engagement, whatever you do to support my channel. I am really grateful for you. So as a relationship and mindset coach, I do believe in the harmony of all 5 major areas of life, which are mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, and relational, social. And so if you're into that kind of thing, if you're into personal growth, personal development, you're trying to be a better person, this is the channel for you. So if you have not done so already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Oh, in today's video, I really wanted to talk about boundaries because setting better boundaries, both with myself and other people, is something that I'm currently working on. So I thought it would be, a good idea to just talk about my own experience with boundaries, or lack thereof, I should say. I had a serious core wound around a need for validation and with worthiness, and it really makes sense because having poor boundaries, or not enforcing those boundaries, it really is a form of self-betrayal. And so I had to really take an introspective look into myself and figure out, okay, why am I continuing to deal with what I know doesn't feel right, what I know isn't right for me? I always said yes when I wanted to say no. I kind of just went along to get along because I just wanted to be accepted so bad, and my need for validation was way more important to me than setting boundaries. And let's just be real, a lot of us, we weren't taught anything about boundaries. Part of having healthy boundaries is clear communication, which again is something that a lot of us are not familiar with. And I think that people think that having boundaries is automatic, but really it's a skill. It's like a muscle that you build. Also, I think a lot of people think that they create boundaries, and the reality is how we set the boundary is just as important as the boundary itself. So if I were to go to somebody and I'm really frustrated with maybe a comment that they said to me, I tell them in a very sarcastic and condescending way to not do it again or whatever, that's not gonna really motivate the person to uphold the boundary that I'm trying to set with them, because they're in defense mode and they're not hearing anything that I'm saying. Having that emotional intelligence to know how to set the boundary is something that's really important. I also feel like a lot of people, they know that they have poor boundaries, but they are so afraid of setting those boundaries because they know that deep down, if they were to actually go through with it, they would lose either the relationship that they're in, or the friend group that they have, or they know deep down that if they were to authentically be themselves and to let people know, like, this is a line you can't cross, they know that there's a lot of people in their life that wouldn't respect that, and they know that they'd have to let them go, and that's maybe a catastrophe that they're not willing to accept. And so they just continue to accept whatever, but they know better. And I've definitely been there before, but being authentic, it truly is the best thing that you can do, because like attracts like. So if we end up losing the people that is currently in our life, while that is catastrophic, at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to do anything but attract the same kind of energy. So maybe getting rid of these people is the very thing that we need to make room for the people that's actually supposed to be in our life. Like I said, if you're currently in a situation where you're just not ready for that catastrophe, I know that this seems like way too much, and I get it because I've been there, but just food for thought, just baby step it. But try your best to, like I said before, get down to the bottom of those core wounds. The more you connect with yourself, the less you're gonna have in common with this you know, relationship you're scared to lose, or these group of friends that you're afraid to lose. It's like the closer you connect to yourself, the easier it's gonna be to let them go if you need to let them go. Our experiences are a mirror of how good or bad or healthy or unhealthy our boundaries are. So if we're constantly being cheated on and lied to and taken advantage of and manipulated and all of these things, then it really is time for us to look in the mirror and have that hard conversation and figure out, what are my core wounds that I haven't dealt with yet that are causing me to have these lack of boundaries to where people feel like they can treat me like that. Because at the end of the day, a person can only treat you how good you treat yourself. And by no means am I trying to like victim blame or, you know, make it seem like it's your fault for every bad thing that you've ever gone through. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, we can take accountability for our contribution to our own demise. We truly do take our power back. I've also noticed that the more I set boundaries, like clear boundaries, even with myself, the calmer I am. I feel like boundaries is synonymous with being clear in our communication. So if I have the words to articulate what it is that I will and won't tolerate, I don't have to throw a tantrum, I don't have to throw a fit and get my blood pressure all up and get all worked into a lather, because I was very clear in my words. The reason why so many people get so emotional and get so mad and belittle and cuss and yell and all this stuff is because they don't have the words to articulate what it is that they're feeling. It's almost like a child, like a toddler. If a toddler wants something, they're gonna throw a fit, they're gonna cry, because they don't have the words to say, hey, you know, I want that cookie, you know, so they're just gonna throw a fit. Same thing for adults. A lot of adults don't have the words to articulate what it is that's going on, and so they're passive aggressive. They're so unclear about their own boundaries, and now they're mad at you because they're expecting you to mind read, because to them, they feel like you should just know better. If you know me, you should know my boundaries, and it's like, that's not how it works. I'm definitely still learning this, and to be honest with you, it still is kind of scary setting boundaries, just because it's something that's new to me. Still, you know, a muscle I'm building, I'm gonna be building probably for the rest of my life, because I'm gonna spend the rest of my life getting to know myself, and what I may be okay with now, I might not be okay with 10 years from now. That's why I'm so passionate about this personal development space, because having boundaries really is just a knowing of self. And you know, that's a daily task, you know, that's a daily undertaking. Like I said before, you know, if you're not in a space where you feel confident enough to set boundaries with people, don't beat yourself up. You know, it takes time, baby steps. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. The point of this is to just bring the awareness of boundaries to the forefront of your mind, and you know, start to make it a priority. Setting boundaries, you know, it doesn't have to be confrontational. It can be calm, it can be, you know, very graceful, you know, but again, so many of us, we weren't taught anything about boundaries. We think that boundaries is synonymous with conflict, and it isn't. And like I said before, I'm still learning this stuff. I'm still, you know, working to make this a part of my subconscious comfort zone. So you know, I'm on this journey with you. We're in this together. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave me a comment down below. Your relationship to boundaries is it ghetto? Is it healthy? Like, tell me how you set boundaries, and give me some tips, please, because like I said, I'm on this journey too. So if you have any tips or strategies or tools that you use to set boundaries and to uphold boundaries, please, like, I welcome all of that, because I want to absorb and learn as much as possible. So leave me a comment, and I hope that you guys are having an amazing day, an amazing evening, whenever you're gonna watch this video. And I will see you guys in my next upload.